One. Hey everyone, welcome to another AI conversation. And today I'm happy, being the operative word, to be joined by architect Judy Go, who I met at the recent Philippine Book Festival. Welcome to the show, Judy. No? I'm happy you accepted the
Th-
invitation.
Thank you, Doc, for this invitation, and I'm happy to be here also.
Yeah,
This
let's
is
use the
my
word happy a lot,
yes.
obviously. Yeah. Sige, maybe let's kick it off because I was only able to greet you for a few, I don't know, minuto lang yun when I was at the World Trade Center. I was always meaning to ask you, um, why books? Why now? And why happiness? No, what changed in your life?
Okay. Well, actually, I wrote this during the during the pandemic. I've been hearing a lot of stories and news about young people committing suicide, and it saddened me. And so I started thinking about, what we grew up with, the things that we grew up with, yung turo sa atin ng ating mga older people. And I was researching into it. There is data that according to a 2021 young adult study by the University of the Philippines Population Institute, that close to 1 in 5 Filipino youth age 15 to 24 have considered ending their life. So looking more into that research, during the academic year of 2021 to 2022, the Department of Education gathered a data that a total of 404 students took their own lives in various parts of the country. And guess what? 2,147 and these are the reported cases, diba? So, can you imagine those unreported cases na ayaw ng family, they're keeping it a secret, or the schools because they're protecting their names, and because of the rising incidents of yung ganito na, I felt concerned and I thought that, oh, maybe I should write something that, you know, I know about happiness and spread happiness. So it has become my advocacy. And I wrote this book, pa-plug na ako. It's called How to Be Happier in Less Than 30 Minutes. I wrote this with the target age of 15 to 24 in mind, specifically that youth
Gen Z.
and but when you read through it, it actually is for everybody, young or old, regardless of race, regardless of religion, and regardless of gender.
You know, it's very I'm actually pleasantly surprised that the motivation was driven by data. You know, as you know, I'm a data professional. And as a matter of fact, sayang di tayo nag-meet during the pandemic. During the pandemic, we did a lot of work with the humanitarian sector. And one of those projects we did, me and my company, was actually a suicide registry. So
Oh,
apparently that thing doesn't exist. You have these sporadic reports here and there. And what WHO, it was a WHO sponsored initiative, wanted was to bring it all together in one place. And then because once you have data, you can start,
yes.
moving, trying to understand what the trend was. And I think the trigger was, I think we're talking about the same thing. There was a study nga in 2021 na nag-spike bigla yung
Yeah.
incidents.
But this is
And
in the Philippines, ha? I
yeah,
don't know what the numbers are abroad. Pero
globally.
ang
Yeah.
dami na, di ba? Even the
Mm,
adults.
yeah. So yeah, clearly that's a distressful thing. I think even now, no, I would safely say we're going on 2 years after the pandemic, the official end of the pandemic, and we still haven't fully understood exactly what happened, no? Other than the virus, COVID, vaccines, pero the mental health impact, the social impact of such a thing, it was a weird thing eh. Parang ang I liken it to World War III, no? Kasi for our grandparents, kasi our parents would have been born either at or after immediately after the war, but our grandparents lived through the war, no? So
Yes.
so they had that weird demarcation line. This is before the war, then during the war, and then after the war. I remember I think this is a common experience and many grandparents, they live to survive, no? And those habits stayed with them. No, they're generally pack rats. They don't throw away anything. They recycle everything. I see you can relate, diba? Parang I think these were habits picked up during the war. And I feel we are the equivalent of that, no? Because we went through that pandemic and our lives are completely changed after that. And again, the operative word, I'm happy to hear that someone like you has taken, taken a stab at really bringing it back to happiness. No? I feel parang naging cynical yung mundo. I don't know if you agree, no? Because of maybe pandemic's a good excuse. But we were headed there in the first place. No? There's a lot, especially on social media. Everything you read there is generally negative. Negativity trends. Eh.
Yes,
Happiness, not
that's
so
true.
much. No. Anyways, okay, going back to you. So okay, your eureka moment was time to tackle happiness or lack of happiness. How did you go about it? What was the thought process?
Um, well, the thought process was, oh, I have to inform you first that my father is turning 99 this year.
Wow, congratulations.
He lived through the war. No,
Okay.
not really. The effects of the war.
He was a kid
Yes,
during the war. Tama.
yes,
Tama.
yes, he
Mm.
was there. So, growing up for us was different, diba? Because although I come from a big family, bunso, you find your own happiness, diba? Ay, is our internet
I think our
connections
connection is spotty, no? Sige, just keep talking. We'll just cut it out later. Yeah.
okay? So, kasi it's the same way that yung kinaunahan pa na panahon, we find joy in simple things. That's number one. During our days, you have chinelas and you have lata, you can play tumbalata, and that's already happiness, diba? And if you don't have chinelas and you don't have lata, you can do patintero. We survived and we enjoyed and we had fun with barely anything. And our parents never really thought to buy us like imported toys or beautiful toys. Wala naman ganun dati. You create your own happiness. So I am thinking that so with this analysis, I'm thinking about observing my children and how I grew up. So I thought to write this book to explain muna where you can find happiness and what makes people sad, and we have to change the way people think about happiness and imperfections in life.
Yeah, that's amazing. You bring up a lot of things that I was discussing with a lot of people as well. I believe uh maybe it's the Gen X generation. I believe we're both in that generation who last remembers the time before the internet and the time
Yeah.
before computers. But in a way, we've also lived long enough on the other side to see the opposites, no? Because
Correct.
the previous gen, mga baby boomers, they would have lived most of their life before the internet, and very few of them are living past it. Samantalang yung mga millennials, especially the Gen Z, they live most of their life in the digital age na. They barely remember the time before. So they would not have, unfortunately, played Patintero, Tumbang Preso, and all that, Agawan Base,
Yes.
those games, Holen.
Colin,
Yeah,
even
yeah.
the rubber band, di ba? Yung
Mga
pinipili ka.
lastiko, yeah, tama. Um, I think it's a big deal na talagang we transitioned into the digital era. And I remember, I'm just gonna pull at grasp at straws, no. There was one discussion I remember about social media like Facebook. There was a speaker who was actually ex-Facebook, and he said, "I'm not letting my children touch that thing. They're on a very strict social media diet because I worked for Facebook and I know
Oh,
it's mental manipulation
oh,
on steroids, using data, using AI. The
yeah.
idea was to give you the equivalent of a dopamine hit. Kaya people are so obsessed with getting likes,
Yes,
getting
getting likes
shares. Oo. Tayo, we had a different dopamine hit. We would be outdoors, we meet our
outdoors.
friends. And then
The difference,
there was a definite end to it. Pag hapon na, uwi na, dinner na, end of the
we used to,
dopamine hit.
our parents used to drag us into the house, di
Oo,
ba?
oo.
Now you have to drag the kids out of the
Out of
house
the house.
because
Oo.
of the gadgets. Yes.
And they're immersed. Sometimes I
Are
I, I
they?
feel it's a little bit of an ano parang a tragedy. Like I was just at the mall before this conversation because everyone's trying to shelter themselves from the blistering heat, no? And I'd walk past families. And you know how it looks like these days. No one's talking to each other. Everyone's on their, iPads and phones. And then the food would arrive and they'd be half looking at their gadget while they were eating. Sabi ko, oh my gosh, we have become cyborgs
Yes.
without
Oh,
knowing it, no? Yeah, yeah. Anyways, again, going back to you. So you saw that as a trend, no?
yes. So I decided to write the book, and basically I just put down all my thoughts down on paper, and then just sorted it, arranged it, and it came up. And the thing was, I was thinking that the young folks now might not be interested in just reading text, like colorful illustrations. So I did. I learned how to use Canva. So
Oh,
my
yan. You're now
illustrations
AI
are,
driven.
yes,
Canva is AI eh. Tama.
yeah, the Canva is very powerful. I can create images like this. Oops, cannot. Yeah, images like this, and it helped me with the book's illustrations to drive a point.
So I'm assuming, and correct me if I'm wrong, na you never had any formal training to be an author. Is that
No,
right?
actually, not.
So how did you learn that, no? Kasi there's I would say it's not even confined to copywriting. Pretty much in any other field, people have this general assumption that for you to do something, you have to be like, I don't know, credentialed, qualified, trained, and that includes being an author, no? So how did you just jump into it? You just started writing, and was there any impediment or challenges?
Okay, actually, the thing that drove me was just this advocacy to help people. So the first thing that came to my mind was just to write down everything that's in my head about how happiness works, how you find happiness, what causes, depression and all that. And then I just wrote it down on paper, started editing and started like forming the numbers. As you would see, there's points 1 to 22, diba? And then after that, my intention kasi was just to print originally, my intent was to print only 100 to 200. And I'm just going to leave them in coffee shops kasi that's where the kids are eh. Either sa coffee shop sa school, university, or sa Starbucks or
Parang a
uh,
free guide to
it's
happiness,
just
just
a
leave it
free guide.
everywhere. Yeah.
Yes, because I just felt that I just wanted to do something to help with nothing else in mind except just to help. So maybe mas nawala siguro yung fear because there was really no intent to sell. And so there, I just wrote what I talaga from my heart, what I think can help these children. Because in my mind, if I can help save one life, then all the trouble of publishing, writing, and knocking on doors of coffee shops would be worth it. That's why yung first book ko, I'll just show you. It doesn't have an ISBN number, if you can see. Ay, hindi ko mapakita. Hindi ko
Yeah.
makita. It doesn't have an ISBN number
Mm.
because I really just wanted to print 100 to 200 and give it away.
Ah, okay.
Hmm.
Pag
That's how
ganyan,
it started. So,
I hope you don't mind, no? If I can ask. So let's say, a budding writer suddenly has an inspiration. Is there like a technical process that you have to go through? Yeah, yung sinasabi mo, ISBN to register stuff and for which you
ah,
didn't do initially, or register it in the copyright office ba? How does it work?
no, I copyrighted it first. So you have to go to the National Library of the Philippines, which is in Manila, and then you have to copyright the book first para it's yours. Siyempre, intellectual property, di ba? Even if you're giving it away, you still want it to be yours. If you don't copyright it, somebody might just copy it and take it upstairs, and then litigation is even more mahirap to get into litigation. So I copyrighted it first. Then I self-published because I was just giving it away. And I just looked for a publisher who I think could do it. And once published, I decided on a date to launch my book. I said it's going to be Teacher's Day, which is September 28th of last year, 2023. So pinarush ko pa sa publishers. Lumabas siya sa publishers mga September 26. And my launch was September 28th. Ganon ka-close.
So
I
so
said,
it
sige na,
didn't seem
please,
like
please,
something
make sure
hard to
it comes
do.
out.
Or is that something na you had guidance? Parang how did you figure it out? Did you just winged it, or did you have some advice from some
Mm,
people?
with the copyright, I've had some experience because my daughter writes her own composition music, and we've gone to the National Library to copyright her works. So yung National Library is something I already know. So going to the National Library, copywriting this is very easy. And they make it very simple. And it's very cheap lang, ilang hundreds lang to copyright.
Okay.
To looking for a publisher, I look for somebody I know. It's siguro naman, even if you go to somebody you don't know, they will still help you choose the correct paper. But as to the size of my book, how I want it done, it's me lang. I want it square. I want it this the thickness of paper. I ask them for choices. I ask to look for samples on how the thickness of the paper or the quality of the paper will affect the print of the book. I'm very OC that way. I'm very yes, OC that way. Baka siguro because of my training as an architect and
Right.
in the arts of it. So
Detailed.
in my eyes, mahirap. Like even if you think it was easy for me to choose these pictures sa Canva because Canva has a lot. That one particular picture, the one with the feet,
Mm.
you remember the book?
Yep.
I scrolled through all the pictures in Canva and chose the last picture I saw.
To find it.
Because I wanted to convey, for me, an image conveys a very strong point. So
Mm.
the image, even if it's just, it could be any image, but as an image can actually be very strong, di ba? So for those, that's why I wrote, I made the illustration and I wrote my quotes there, or some quotes I got from others. Then I made it colorful so that when the young people read it and they don't want to read the text, okay na sila with just the text in the illustration. And
I like this
hopefully,
one eh. The one
ah,
yung may
yes,
dalawa
di
sa
ba, no?
kulungan. And then one of them painted the bars and the other one painted the landscape behind the bars. Talagang for me, it's amazing how poetic some of this stuff is eh. Yeah. Sorry, go ahead. Yeah.
So there, para kunwari, the illustration interests somebody, the person reading the book. They just might want to read the text beside it. And I made the text really simple.
Mhm.
All the difficult words tinanggal ko and made it really short as possible to
No big
express my
words.
point.
Mm.
Yes, few
Mm.
words, very simple, so it will be easy to digest. Kasi yung um, a bracket ko is 15 to 24 eh.
Yeah.
I know the high schoolers can read heavier text, but to make it simpler, pwede pa sa younger kids. Para ganun.
Yeah, yeah. And then you have a list of things that make you happy. I mean, my immediate impression about it, kasi I was reading it while I was walking around
Ah,
the book festival eh. Parang free advertising mo na rin. Kasi people will actually
thank
look at
you.
what people were reading. So, I was carrying it around, ganyan-ganyan ako. I feel that since it's a topic, just for me, na no one talks about at all in their day-to-day social media lives. Parang for me, it was a great way to get regrounded on, oh nga naman, what and mind you, even my own appearance at the festival was a completely spur of the moment thing. Like a friend of
Oh,
mine who was with me, sabi niya, "Eh, Doc, punta tayong World Trade. Ano meron? There's a book fair." Sabi ko, why would I go there? I don't buy books na nga, yeah. Wala lang. Malay mo, you might find something interesting. And then I was like 80% not gonna go. And then last minute, sige na, let's go. Whatever. I'm not gonna lose anything. And then even when I passed by your booth, I wasn't really planning on buying anything, no. And then remember what I said, no. Sabi ko, you know what? I think I can afford this. I'll just buy a book. It's the only book I bought. So, and then I was
thank you
reading
very
it.
much.
Sabi ko, this is so serendipitous because yun na nga, it gets you thinking about so many, everyone has got personal challenges, professional challenges. Parang everything na lang is defined by problems. Everything na lang is defined by distress, by sadness. And then suddenly you have a book that's unabashedly happy. Kumbaga, let's just talk about happiness, no? Oh, okay. Sige, so going back to your process. So you talked to a publisher, you got it printed, and then you launched it in September last year.
Yes. When I started, I was just alone, di
Mm-hmm.
ba?
Mm-hmm.
All by myself. But this idea was suggested to me na maybe the children, the young people, don't want to read books anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Diba, this Gen Z, baka ayaw na magbasa ng libro.
Mm-hmm.
So, they told me maybe I need to do an animation of the points instead of the book,
Yeah.
or the book plus animation. So I was introduced to this group who does animation.
Mm-hmm.
They did the DigiTribe, Innovations Philippines OPC. And then when I was explaining to them each and every point to go through para we can work on that animation, they were actually
Tutuwa
attached.
sila.
Oh, natuwa sila sa advocacy ko, and they decided to join me as my volunteer team. Amazing, di ba?
Fantastic. Oh.
Fantastic talaga. So, going to these schools, since last year, they've been with me going to these schools, and been giving like talks on happiness. We explain a little bit about depression. We talk about this happiness more in depth. And then we give the books away actually to the
Mm.
public school students. So, umiikot kami sa public schools, public schools, and giving them for free. And we leave books sa libraries nila, saka sa guidance counselors' offices nila. And hopefully, we ask the students if they could like spread it to another friend if they like the book. And then probably the friend can go to the library and, take a look at the book. So
Yeah.
we've been going around public schools na, from LM, high school, and universities.
Mm-hmm.
And, we've given like hundreds of books na.
Already. Okay.
Yes.
Um, have you received any feedback since you launched from people who read the book or anything that you learned after you started distributing it?
Yes,
Parang that you
actually,
didn't realize.
some students kasi are mas vocal, so they're not scared to give their thoughts on the book. So we have it on video, and I have we created a website na nga. It's Judy Christine Go, uy, my full name. And then if you go there, you will see videos of some videos of the schools we went to, tapos mga activities namin. And there's a video na when the students give their comments about the book. And I'm really very blessed because my book was nabasa ni Dr. Joyce Piapgo, who's a life coach and a pastor and a radio broadcaster and an author. And she liked the book, so she gave a really wonderful book review, as well as Dr. Quina Lee Chua, who's an educator, columnist, and an author as well, and a clinical psychologist.
Mm.
So telling that it's a very good book review, and I'm very thankful for those.
Yeah, so thinking out loud, no? We started the discussion with suicide, mental health. Have you had the opportunity to talk to people in the mental health field? Because I'm so sure, um, you know, because they obviously have their own technical reasons, no, for what creates an environment conducive to suicide. But without getting into the technicalities, just kasi it's a taboo subject, mga ganyan.
Yes,
And
it's
yeah, and what I like about this approach of yours is it's not something that people should be afraid to talk about if it's framed in the happiness parang context, no? So have you had that conversation or other people in that
only
space?
with mga the older people, the professionals or parents. They talk about their children or some friends that we know, diba, when it occurs to their kids, depression, ganon issues.
Mm-mm.
uh yeah.
Okay. Um, I know it might be early to ask, no, but is there a sequel in the works? Kasi mukhang this is something that probably should not end, no, given your given the response and and I guess the general attitude of people that, if there's a demand for this kind of content, uh then you should not stop, or you can diversify. na thinking out loud. You already have a book. Maybe you should be you should be doing a podcast like this, or you should be doing mga keynotes and ano. That's because that's what I do, completely unintentionally. Kasi nga, on my side of the fence, and we'll talk about AI in a bit, no. Pero there are few people talking about artificial intelligence quite openly who are not sabi ko nga I have two arch enemies eh. Jargon and nosebleed. Sila yung mga kalaban ko. And I try to stop them as much as possible, no. Kasi nga, people talk about complicated subjects like this. There's a lot of jargon and nosebleed, no. So that's my mission. And yun na nga, nag-diversify na siya. It started with lectures, podcasts, na I also do online classes, and other things, no? So do you see any of
Wonderful.
that happening for you?
I'm taking one step at a time.
Yeah. Okay.
But I
Sige, go
hope,
ahead.
wait, I hope that this book will empower people to
Mm-hmm.
find their own happiness. Actually, we call our advocacy Project Life. Project Life, JCGU, my initials.
Mm-hmm.
And we are hoping to help people cope with depression, sadness, ganon. And then we are aiming to save lives, and we are empowering people, and we are discussing mental health issues and well-being in our talks. So if anybody na mga public schools, they want to reach to us to go visit them sa universities or high school or LM, just contact us, and we'll see you there, and we'll be giving free books pa rin.
We'll make sure that to put your details in the description, so
Yes.
people can easily reach out to you. And then your website then, let's make sure it's there so that people know how to get in touch with you. Okay. Um,
Thank you.
so so natapos na yung festival, no? So how was the whole experience of the book
Oh,
festival?
fantastic. A lot of people approached us, and the general comment was, yung booth daw namin has this positive aura.
Oo nga, ang ganda ng
It's already
color,
very good because I'm into
sinadya.
positivity. I don't want to dwell into the negative side of things. So instead of I want to bring up positivity. Kaya nga happiness, di ba? So
Mm.
sa booth namin, a lot of people come by and they comment. And in the 4 days, can you believe we were able to sell 348 books?
Wow, amazing.
So just imagine mo, one person comes in and buys one book or two books, and then they come back the next day and bring
They
three
buy
more
more.
to buy.
Oo.
Why? Wow,
Kasi
di ba?
pinamimigay
So
na nila. That's right.
parang
It becomes viral.
it's the times then. Parang there is really this need. And I was asked to, sell the book so we can continue this advocacy.
Yeah. Will there be a second edition coming up with some
I don't know.
additional stuff? Oo. Kasi you
I
should
don't really know.
immediately come up with unless marami pa. You can, when you exhaust the current supply, come up with second edition agad with and
Actually,
you can add your podcast in it, no, in the second
okay.
edition.
I'm actually going to sell my book in Amazon.
Mm.
Konting technical details na lang kami. Na-approve na kasi sa Amazon. So it was going to go international. I want to help also everybody naman abroad.
Oh man.
Tapos, yeah. So it's gonna be in Amazon and hopefully launched soon. There.
Wow, if this goes viral globally, yun na yun. I think you're on a kasi wait, alam ko if you sell X number of copies, you're already a best-selling author. I don't know what
Gosh
the
naman
threshold is. Oo.
Layo naman, best-selling author.
Oo. I think sa national bookstore, it's 1,000 lang eh. I think, I'm not sure. If you get to
I see.
1,000, you are now a national bookstore best-selling.
Really?
Don't double check.
Okay,
Kasi
I'm not.
sa New York Times, medyo mas mataas yung threshold. Pero it's such a nice thing to be able to say, no? I'm just forecasting the near future where you say, best-selling author.
Na.
Judy Uy, di ba? Ang ganda, di ba? Okay. Sige, we said we were going to talk about AI. So you mentioned before we started, it's something that you discuss at the dinner table, or it's nothing new to you. So as an author, what are your thoughts on artificial intelligence? No? And also knowing Canva is partly AI driven, so you would have been a beneficiary of it.
Yes, okay. Well, as with everything else, there's a pro and a con.
Mm-hmm.
Last year, there was this AI summit in Bletchley Park,
Mm-hmm.
and Elon Musk was there talking about the dangers of AI, actually,
Yeah,
because the humans have always been the most intelligent. We are not faster or stronger than some of the animals, but our plus point is we are the most intelligent on the planet.
correct.
Now, with the onset of AI, they will become smarter than the humans. The question is, can you control them, or
Mm.
can we just guide them? Because there are so many things that the AI can do that's, beyond one person's brain, because it's all collating everybody's brain together, diba?
Yep.
But just on the books alone, there are also pros and cons, which is ano, the pro side of the AI using it, I guess. First of all, I have to inform everybody. I did not use AI on my book.
For the record, no, para
For
just
the
to be
record,
just to be
yes.
sure.
Just to be
Yeah,
sure, my book is 100% zero AI.
human written.
Okay.
Oh,
I think the pro side of the AI is that literary works will become dynamic, and it will transform
yeah.
everything, di ba, no? It will shape the way the stories are conceived or written
Mm-hmm.
or consumed, read in the digital age, di
Yeah,
ba?
yeah.
Because with the AI, they can spark imagination. Kung kulang ka ng imagination, you let AI imagine things for you.
For you, yeah,
Naman.
that's right. That's right.
It can overcome like creative blocks. Like, oh, I'm stumped. AI, can you help me proceed with my,
Mm, mm.
diba, no? I also, okay, they can help you create new and innovative literary works
Yeah.
na baka wala pa dyan. Kasi wala rin sa mind mo, but okay, can you create something new for me? Maybe it can create something new for you, right? It
Mm,
can generate new genres or style.
mm-hmm.
And so the writer will be able to explore all of these things if you use AI.
Yeah.
I've explored ChatGPT, of course, at the onset when it first was released. And my children were so happy. The first thing they asked ChatGPT to do was to write a continuous story on The Phantom of the Opera.
Ah, okay. What happened
Love
after?
Never
Parang
Dies.
ganun. Oo.
Because after The Phantom of the Opera, they produced one that was not released in everywhere, but released in Australia. It's called Love Never Dies. Then
Which is the
after Love
sequel.
Never Dies, the
Okay.
sequel to it, and ang galing ng ChatGPT. She were able to create a story from those. So magaling talaga. But what are the cons in the way I think the con of the AI would be,
Mm.
it lacks the actually human element and the feelings when you write it. Diba?
There's no soul
So,
daw, sabi nila.
no soul, no
There's no
soul.
feeling. Oo.
So, like, I wrote my book because I have actually observed actual life.
Mm.
I've actually lived it. I've seen how my children grow, how a person grows up with something, di ba? There's a human reaction to societal conditions, di ba?
Mm. Mm-hmm.
With AI kasi, everything is factual. Actually, the first time you type into ChatGPT, it's parang all bullet point list, di ba? Tak, 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 tak. It's
Yeah.
bullet point, di ba?
Parang
It is
isang tanong, isang sagot. It'll give you
isang
exactly
tanong,
what you
isang
want.
sagot. It's
Mm.
kind of like verbose.
Mm.
And it has a certain sentence structure that looks generic.
Yeah.
When it's data driven.
Hmm.
What data they hear, you see. They're all there. Para ka nag-research.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's exactly like that. It's research. I do not know if it can convey deeper insights into the human nature
Mm-hmm.
or into society or the human condition because it's lacking in human element.
Yeah. Yeah.
But like with ChatGPT, the further you get into it, di ba yung first question mo, it can give you
Mm.
bullet points. And then you ask it, iba, umiiba ng umiiba, di ba? So I don't know how far. I have not really gone that far with AI on literature,
Mm-hmm.
but we don't know. But iniisip ko, because it lacks the human element, it will lack those. Yung
Mm-hmm.
conveying deeper insights into the human nature.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So as you know, that's my advocacy naman, how to get people interacting with artificial intelligence. And I think we're still at the early stages. I think one thing we need to get over is in the same way we treated in the internet or Google as a separate thing once upon a time, no? Naalala mo, when email was, optional, parang, oh, may email address ka na ba? Hindi pa, I don't think
Yes.
I need it, di ba? Parang ganun. And then now that sounds so absurd for people to say
Yes.
na, you'll have an email address.
Yeah.
So I think that's where we are now with AI. Parang people still think of it as a separate thing. But obviously the ones who are adopting it early, they just see it as a natural extension of themselves, no? Pero yun na nga, it's causing a lot of problems like in school or in copyright actually is a big problem in
Yes,
AI.
di ba?
Oo.
Oo.
And research, there's a lot of research that people are saying was plagiarized kasi nga AI was the one used to do it, etc. So mga ganun, no? I think that's we're in the teething stages. But eventually, I think it will just naturally become part of people's workflow. It
Mm.
certainly improves productivity.
I
Pero yun
think,
na nga.
yes. I think ito yata yung problems with AI. Eh. The AI checkers are not 100%
No,
correct.
they're not. Yeah, they're not
So, it's
reliable.
not reliable.
Mm.
Sometimes people, human work yan, pero sasabihin niya, like, it looks like it's 25% AI.
AI
You know?
generated.
And sometimes it's AI generated and they cannot, basta the checkers are not reliable.
Sabi mo, excuse me, that's not AI, that's my work. Di
I
ba?
just sound like a robot. No, joke lang.
Oo.
So, where do you draw the line on plagiarism?
Tama.
Diba? Who owns it? What about intellectual property rights, diba? With the use of AI, there will be ethical questions. The
Mhm.
concept of authorship becomes very complex because part of the authorship is AI and then part of it is human,
Mm.
diba? So
Mm.
sad. Tapos there are also philosophical questions like can AI truly create original works?
Mm. Mm.
Or are they merely imitation of the human generated texts? Di ba? You input, it's data driven eh. So is the data inputted by the humans is why they can come up with these, or are they really like they can really create their own works, di
Yeah.
ba? So comparative to a human authored work, I don't know. Yun ang the mga ethical and philosophical questions that will arise.
Yeah.
As to the difference, like if I compare AI to human authored works, I would say, yeah, can AI generate emotional depth?
Mm.
Diba?
Mm.
Can AI interrelate things?
Yeah.
Like thematic complexity, like layered siya, interconnected. Like in my book, there are 22 points. Example na lang ha.
Yeah.
In my book, there are 22 points. It seems like it's random because you
But
can
there
actually
but
jump
there's
and
a
read.
pattern to it.
But
There's a
there's
connection.
actually a pattern to it. There's a sequence. The
Mm.
one is the sequence up to the reach 22. So
Mm.
in that, there's a interrelated theme. So it's a, what you call thematic complexity. So
Mhm.
there's an order to it. Can AI do this order for you?
Mm.
Diba?
Mm.
May layers yan eh. Tapos, how about abstract ideas or concepts that's beyond literal interpretation, symbolism. Like in my book, I can only explain from my book, like the kaleidoscope, diba? It's symbolic that for me, there's the kaleidoscope, may meaning yun eh. May complexity and depth in my explanation beyond the surface narrative.
Yeah.
Can the AI do that? Siguro it depends on what book is being written. If it's a textbook or
Maybe.
if it's a highly technical book, baka talo ang humans sa talo ang humans sa AI. But
Mhm.
if you say it has emotion, it's teaching, it's something about society, how people get involved and all that, I think the human is still better than the AI.
Mm. Mm. Yeah, I think ano nga just to share with you, I was recently giving a breakfast chat to a group of creatives, no? So this is people in advertising, graphics, so the digital marketing side. And I was sharing them an anecdote about how photography once upon a time was not considered art. was more uh parang it's just for documentation. In the same way we're saying AI doesn't have that emotion, that depth. People were saying the same for photography. Parang, it's just a
Mhm.
photo. There's no emotion there. And a box, it's basically a box, yung camera, di ba? That parang absorbs light. And people were saying, how can a box be equivalent to a painter with a brush or a pencil? And that persisted for 100 years, no? So photography made its debut in the 19th century, basically panahon ni Rizal, no? And then it wasn't until the early 20th century when the photography as an art form started to emerge, no? With the work of Ansel Adams, Dorothea Lang. Ito yung mga photo artists, no? And they were taking landscapes, portraits, etc. And the biggest resistance was from the portraiture art. People who would paint portraits, no? And people would pose for hours, no, in front of the artist para ma-capture yung details. And then nowadays, if you wanted the portrait done, you give the artist a photo. So yun yung nangyari,
Yes.
parang nag-merge, no? The photo became part of the art form, no? But here's an interesting thing. I don't know if you know this. And I was surprised when I learned it. So when art made its debut in the 19th century, when photography made its debut in the 19th century, before photography, most of the art forms like neoclassical art, the stuff like Rembrandt, the goal was to capture reality. Parang realism siya. So if you've seen a Rembrandt, I had the privilege of seeing
Yes.
one when I was in Europe decades ago. It's photographic. Yung mga painting niya,
Yes.
photographic long before
Ganda,
photo.
no?
Oo.
Ang ganda.
And then lumabas na si photography. And then something happened. Parang I read this in an art class parang article. Sabi nila for suddenly since photographs were so realistic, artists started to give up on realism. Sabi nila, we'll never be able to match a photograph for realism. So then the new art waves came in, yung impressionism, expressionism, abstract expressionism, like Picasso and
Yes.
yung mga yung mga weird landscapes. Kasi nga nakita na nila, wala na, talo na tayo sa realistic depiction. So art changed because of photography. Now, and then one
From
more point.
Amor Solo to Ben Cab
Oh,
na
exactly. There you go.
Sabine, di ba? No?
Oo, Amor Solo was 19th century, di ba? So,
Di ba?
ang nakita ko like, wow, that was amazing. So, in a way, art adjusted. No? Art adjusted. And then, the second analogy that I pointed out was in music naman. No? Because I'm sure as many people are our age, I was forced to learn the piano when I was a
Oh,
kid. Sayang I didn't persist, no? But
ay, sayang.
I remember 88 keys ng piano. And that's the entirety of the music industry. Those finite set of 88 keys and the chords and the arpeggios, that's music. So parang musicians knew this from way back that you can generate an unlimited amount of original work from a finite set of patterns, no, and keys. And that feels intuitively like what AI seems to bring to the table, no? Parang talking about your point about originality. It gives you the ability to stitch patterns together, no? And the same then with the photography. So I don't know, since I tend to be kind of since I my ang peg ko is futurist, technologist. I see it as a repeating motif, just like photography was rejected by artists. Right now, AI is being rejected by artists, by writers. But I feel like it's just another step in the road there. At some point, AI generated literature, AI generated art will then be seen as a function of the writer who triggered the AI as opposed to AI on its own. No? Anyway, I don't know. Do you agree with that? Is that something that you would be ready to accept at some point or not yet?
You know what? Parang I think a lot of the young folks now, they use AI siguro when they're doing their homework. We don't
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
for sure, I think. Kasi there's also this thing na in this day and age, if you don't use AI, where are you, 'di ba?
Talo ka, 'di ba?
Parang
Talo ka.
naiwan ka na talaga ng panahon, 'di
Mm.
ba? But there are many issues they have to resolve. But yun na nga, yung ethical questions. Who owns the work?
Mhm.
Okay, it's a prompt. Okay, what if you give the same prompt and I give the same prompt? Kunwari,
Will
we're
you
both
get the
up.
same output?
And
Yeah.
oh, sorry. And then we get the same output, and then gagawin mo lang, you change a few words and I change a few words, and all of our books will sound the same and look the
Mm,
same. There's a
mm.
difference there.
Yeah.
Look at like literary works like Shakespeare. Sorry, yeah,
Mm.
like Shakespeare. There's revenge, madness, mortality, moral ambiguity. Can they create that? I mean, we're
Mm.
talking about simple books, but what about literary works like Shakespeare, diba?
Yeah. Yeah.
Siguro if you're doing like if you're making like a physics book, okay, please create some questions or computational whatever for the physics. Pwede pa, talo ka pa sa AI because the data-driven, they have more of those, di ba?
Mm. Mm.
Syempre, sometimes limited lang tayo. We're gonna create a question, mathematical question
Mhm.
for physics. Mas magaling siguro yung AI because it's data-driven. But because it doesn't need emotions, wala. But if
Tama.
something that needs emotions, society, ganun, parang talo pa rin sila unless they come to a point that they can actually imitate the humans.
Right.
Diba? Because if
You know, we
something was,
probably should do a second episode later on let's like do an actual write shop with AI, no? Online, no? And then record natin. Kasi syempre since I come from the tech sector, I'm wondering lang. I'm not disagreeing with you 100%, but I'm wondering lang. Sige. I was privileged to speak at the Penn Congress, no, a couple of months ago.
oh,
So this is the annual meetup of mga Palangka awardees,
wow,
Butch
congrats.
Dalisay, etc. So, syempre, I'm the odd guy out, no? I'm the AI guy. And they were rabidly anti-AI, certainly, no? And I was telling them, you know what? Especially since copywriters were losing their jobs, no? Kasi nga,
Mm.
if you're talking commercial writing, pinagagawa na lang sa AI, hindi na pinapagawa sa mga writers. And so I was telling them, you know what? The one thing that probably still distinguishes you from AI is you can't sue AI. You can sue a writer. So there's that liability, no? And I feel that's the subtle difference when you even if you use AI, you will be accountable for that. You should be accountable for that work. There's no way you can cop out and say, sinulat ng AI yan, di ko kasalanan yan. No, you cannot, no? And that made them think, no? Na parang, oo nga, paano nga? Kasi I was kind of trying to, parang push the crowd and challenge them. Like saying, well, you have frameworks in stories. Like you have something called the hero's journey. And then I remember reading somewhere that there's only really like 8 plots in all stories. And every story will fit into one of these 8. So para na rin siyang naging chords in piano, no? There's
You
only X
know,
number of chords. And and now you have the ability to parang play out these chords quickly. And they were completely parang against the thought,
you
no?
know,
And I closed it off. And let me know what you think. Sabi ko, I'm going to be controversial. When we say creativity, many people think it's about originality, no? But it's not just about being original. It's being consistent. It's being diligent. So a lot of the people in many fields like advertising and art, many of them don't even have an original thought, to be honest. No, they're probably recycling a theme they've seen before, but they're able to consistently execute, and that's why they get paid, no, for that service. So I wonder, sabi ko, how much of us will retain that notion of creativity because suddenly you have a machine that's about as consistent as any human. Ang tanong na lang is what is the idea? And magkakaalaman who has the original thought. And I don't know, I think easily half of the room didn't like what I said. Kasi here I am. Sabi ko, musicians figure that out. There isn't any new chords invented after, the classical era. But up to now, original music continues to be produced. Kaya nga nagkakaroon ng mga mashups eh. Because you
yes.
have two different songs that apparently have the same structure, the same tone, nadidikit nila, but they are considered two original pieces of work, no? And I feel that this is just music in another form, no?
You
In
know,
the
in
literary
music,
form.
yes. In music, siguro, I would be totally amazed if AI can generate music like Johann Sebastian Bach.
Yeah,
Johann Sebastian Bach has a one-part invention, two-part invention, three-part inventions. The one-part invention is just one melody.
right.
Two-part inventions is two melodies. Three-part inventions, three melodies. You're playing left and right
Layered on
hand.
top of that,
And
no? Mm.
nagle-layer yung music niya. So I don't know. Imagine mo if AI can do that. Wow. Up to what level, di ba? This is the thing with AI eh. Uh, you cannot deny it. It's there.
It's there. It's created
It's
by
either you
us. It's
use
human
it.
created. Yeah, yeah.
If you don't use it, mawawala ka siguro sa development ng times. It's
Yeah.
just moving with the times. It's just saying, talagang yung, kasi the fear there is that AI will take away a lot of jobs.
Displace us.
The
Yeah.
voice displays, like voice actors, mga ganun,
Mm.
mawawala. So, there's this fear. So, of course, because of this fear, ayaw ng tao. So, there's this like really
No,
negative
connotation. Uh-huh.
connotation on AI.
Mm.
But if you are able to use AI to your benefit, then AI will be helpful to you. Diba? Instead na maging enemy mo, use it so it will become your helper.
Yeah.
Parang ganon. Augment.
You know, another thought, kasi nga, ang galing eh, just having this conversation with you, since this is not the normal conversation I would have, no, which is technical, no, or whatever, which I appreciate, by the way. Another analogy I tell people, I'm sure everyone's familiar with SpaceX, diba, the company, and they pioneered the reusable rockets, kasi up until that
Yes.
time, tinatapon lang natin yung mga rockets, which is
Yes.
expensive. Sabi nga ni Elon
Yes.
Musk, it's like throwing away a 747 after you've made one flight. Completely wasteful,
Yeah.
sabi niya. And we have to crack that. So they fixed that. And I remember watching a footage of parang the first time they launched yung Falcon Heavy, which had two rockets, no? And then sabay bumalik, like clockwork. Parang naglanding siya. And it's gonna sound funny, but I was actually emotional after seeing that. Kasi sabi ko, those rockets would not have landed without AI. Kung tao yung nagda-drive niyan, for sure, crash yan. It's difficult to pilot a rocket back remotely from space. So you needed a computer with some advanced telemetry and rocket flying power. And for me, the insight was we need AI to help us break parang beyond our boundaries, no? Our natural limitations as humans. Like in the case of SpaceX, AI is needed for us to become a spacefaring civilization. No, otherwise we're gonna be stuck on Earth, depending on how much we damage the Earth. So parang ganun yung pakiramdam ko. In any field, AI should not deprive humanity. It should unleash potential, no? But syempre, it's easier said than done, no? There's a lot of damage than AI can do, no? But that's my thought, no? Like, if I'm going to be positive about it, what kind of barriers can AI help us overcome? Kung pwede, no? Yun ang tanong. What do you think? Is that something you would agree with?
Totoo. Yes, actually AI. That so say 2 years from now, just a year later pa lang, you don't know how much change is gonna be there. What
Yeah,
do you think of Neuralink?
right.
Neuralink is another thing, di ba? So, ang dami na. So, to close your eye to this development, it's like hiding na. Para kang ostrich na nag-hide doon sa sand eh.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a matter of time, I think. Because the world is moving whether or not you move with it. That's the sad part. You accept it or you don't accept it. Even if you say, we don't like self-driven cars, but it's there. You don't
Yeah,
buy
I'm actually
that.
dreading the day we
You don't
adopt it,
buy
no?
one, but it's there. Di
Yeah,
ba? Parang, okay, I don't want to use this, but it's there. And
yeah,
some other people can use it to their advantage. So we don't know kung ikaw ay na left behind, how it will affect you, di ba?
yeah,
If other people are using AI to their advantage and you don't, what will happen?
Right.
baka ikaw yung mawalan. So, as with many other things in life, it moves on eh, di ba?
Yeah.
Like ganon. Parang if you don't follow where life leads and where the future is going, maiiwan ka talaga.
Yeah.
So you
I,
have to be smarter than AI.
yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
And maybe that's a good parang way to bring it back to our first parang topic. No, we started talking about mental health. We talked about happiness. So now in this parang AI driven parang age, what's the formula for happiness for you, you know? For people who are struggling to cope if ever that's a problem. When and then on the one hand you already have your current challenges and then later you have AI pa no coming to fore. No? What's the formula for us to keep a happy disposition in spite of all of this stuff?
In spite of all of this, I think the pinaka talaga is to know that happiness is simple.
Yeah.
If you think that happiness is complicated, doon pa lang, ano ka na, hirap ka na to find happiness. Happiness is simple, relaxing, drinking coffee, sitting in a corner with a good book, appreciating fresh air, going to the province, nature, di ba? If you can go back to those, no matter how advanced life is, nandun pa, huwag lang tayo maging Soylent Green, but, the trees will
Yeah.
be there, enjoy nature, simplicities in life. If you can find pleasure in little things, yung pleasure na yun, happiness na rin yun. If you can collect little bits of those, you can have a happy day, collect little happy days, and you can live a happy life.
It's almost like saying parang the photographers avoided realism na, no? Now that AI is taking over the digital space, all the more we have to unplug and enjoy
Yes.
the analog space because that's completely just us until further notice. No, there won't be any AI there, right? Okay. I just realized we're at the hour. Obviously,
Oh,
we have barely scratched the surface of a thing. And I think we should certainly have a follow-up. But maybe for now, what are like the top 3 to 5 things you want to leave the audience based on what you've done in your book, what we've discussed about happiness and AI? Anyway, just some takeaways, no? Until next time.
our advocacy is to spread happiness. And we hope to be able to spread this, especially among the youth of today. So if you've come across the book and you find that the contents helped, if it would really help a lot if you could leave a comment or just ask your friends to take a look at the book or go to the libraries. In their school libraries, I actually left some copies at the National Library.
Okay, that's really good.
So yun lang. And then the book is actually still available online. Visit my website, Judy Christine Go Uy, to get a copy.
Okay.
Thank you very
So
much,
with that,
Doctor.
thank you very much, Architect Judy. And yeah, hope to have you on another conversation soon.
This has been fun and very interesting. Thank you.